So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep them round in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, I guess it really is. Welcome to a special stream. We're going to get this rolling really quick. Kind of short for time, but I thought I'd squeeze something out here. Little variation to what Hawker suggested to me yesterday. Instead of doing Telluride, we're going to do Jackson Hole to Telluride. And we're going to do it in a Citation 10. We are pretty much ready to go with the Citation 10. So don't be really looking for a tutorial on this plane. We're just flying it out. So I'm going to bring up some toolkit real quick, go through the flight, and then we're on our way. So kind of at the whim of when the granddaughter will wake up as to how long we fly. So. All right, hopefully I don't have to intervene before the landing. All right, so real quick, here's the ATIS here in Jackson Hole. Winds are 240 at 21, gusting up to 28, 10 miles, light rain, and you can see how the clouds stack up, literally. However, good point, 9 degrees here, above zero. So, that's good, icing a minimum. Maybe in the clouds, but we'll have the heaters on for that. Maybe even a fire sitting out there to help keep the wings from icing. Over there in Telluride, another breezy, 250 at 6, gust to 17. So that is offing for a 27 arrival. Now, here we'll talk about that en route. 10 miles visibility and clear. I always love that word clear in X-Plane 12. Sometimes doesn't really happen. Okay, we got 8 people on board, 2,040 pounds of payload, and 4,300 pounds of fuel. We're going to be flying Mach 0.90 at 45,000 feet. Okay, maybe 0.86. We'll see what we actually end up cranking it up to. All right, we've had a slight flight plan change. As you can see here, we're flying the Alpine 4. KICNE, SPANZ, ETL. Well, we're going to throw in, hang on a second, it is, oh, what is the name of this VOR? Okay, there we go. And KICNE. Okay. I'll have to get it from a different source. Hang on. Big Piney VOR, then on to SPANZ and ETL. Just helped. There was a different problem that I had going on with the FMC, so I changed it. That didn't fix it. Then I figured out what boo-boo I'd really had done, and we're on our way. All right, folks. So let's take a look, do our little walk around here. Those of you in the corporate world that love these planes, this is one of those that everyone loved, but yet, you know, I hear they may not be making them anymore. I will tell you, this is one of the few non-afterburner aircraft that could go supersonic but was never certified. So when pilots went supersonic in it, oh, the chief pilots were in there, you know where, probably grounding them. This plane was never meant to be flown supersonic, even though it is quite possible. And as you look at the plane, one of those big engines on a plane this light you would think would be enough to push it over. So they got two. So, and $30 million, folks, yeah, you get a whale of a plane. All right, so let's get in here and finish up getting started up here. Now we are powered up. Like I said, APU's running. We've actually even got the flight plan loaded. V speeds for today, V1's 124, rotate 126. V2, 139. So we are going to try and do our best here to make that all happen. And still can't see. Oh. All right, so we're going to try to make all of this happen here, folks. So radios are set up. Jackson Hole, Big Piney. We're not going to be on VATSIM. That's not because of what happened last week. Again, this flight is geared to go. So, and that's exactly what we're going to do here in 22 seconds when I see that we've come out of the break. I don't have my laptop on. Shame on me. So hopefully everything will go well. She'll stay asleep, and in 1 hour we'll be on the ground in Telluride, if not quicker. All right, so passengers are aboard. We're doing the briefings right now and with them, and we will be ready to roll here momentarily. Just one last thing to do on my laptop. All right. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get those doors closed. Let's get outside one more time. Soak in that Jackson Hole, Wyoming experience. Folks, a beautiful area up here. I think I'm going to add it to my bucket list of places to visit. Look at that approach. Y'all will remember, we came in here a few weeks ago in this plane out of Burbank. And we even talked about it then, just how beautiful the flight was. So, yeah, now we get to leave, unfortunately. All right, let's get that door pulled up. Real quick before we go, let's just show what the default, folks, this is default X-Plane 12 looks like. Oh, no strange passengers back here today. And yeah, just look at that. Default again, folks. We're bordering on the eye candy that Coronado gives. But on top of eye candy, They give us a pretty good plane on top of it where you flip a coin on Coronado. So overall, high marks for it. And again, it is right out of the box now. If you buy X-Plane, you're getting that quality of a default aircraft. All right, so startup, windows closed, seatbelt signs are on, anti-ice off. Let's get over to that panel. Because we need to go to ground reek lights on. That is this one to on, brakes set. And again, brakes on this plane. Wait a minute, am I in the right spot? Yes. So they are set. Throttles cut off. That's all the way back. Fuel boost switches to on. And environmental packs to off. Okay, and we are ready for engine start. All right, so I am going to start the right one first, just in case we have trouble, we can bug out the other way. Okay, lights are on. Here we go. That's my one of my little pet peeves with it. The moving of one throttle is not easy. But that could very well be, hold on, that could very well be on my end. Okay, we've got a good start on number, let's make sure. Okay, cool. All right. Now we're going to start up number uno. Actually, that's pretty easy because as you saw, they both came up normally, like you would. One throttle up, then once it's up and running and settled, then we bring on the second one. Okay, it looks like we have a light off. See the needles rolling up. All right, let's go ahead, continuing on. Okay, and generators. And we can turn the environmental packs back on. Got to read it. I want in the cabin. All right, we are ready to go. Engines are on, throttles, environment. Okay, engine gauges have been checked. Hydraulic, exhaust. You know what? I think I'm going to give up on English today. We'll try gibberish for 12. Okay, hydraulic pumps are off. Okay, shutting that down. Oxygen looks good. Pressurization looks good. Let's get over here to the pumps. And I think we are ready to go. Cabin pressure set. Okay. And bearing FMC VOR, we're going to go FMC. For now, VOR. What the heck? Takeoff lights on. Pitot heats left and right. Be over here too. Pitos on. Going to flaps 5 for takeoff. And our trim. Okay, I think we're ready for taxi. Right engine bleed, left bleeds are on high pressure. And let's do it. Brakes off. All right, we are out on taxiway Alpha, all the way to the top. Forgot those lights are down here. Here's an interesting, I didn't realize either. As far north as Wyoming is, get the board outside in the middle of winter. That's like going into Anchorage. All right, folks, you ready to go? Hey, I'm not sure what the Lady Gaga thing's all about, but sure, why not? De-ice ramp. My music. I don't even have music running, I thought. Oh, that was Duluth. Okay. I was going to say, I don't even have music running. I tell you, these hawkers. Well, if you want to find out the craziness with them, head over to this channel, folks, when you get a chance. Hawker 125 is being crazy enough to try to build a simulator in a GA jet. So, find out how he's doing. Head over to his channel when he comes up. Jackson Hole Tower. November 750 X-ray pop, ready to go. Runway 19. Roger, cleared takeoff, Alpine 9, or Alpine 4, correction. November 750 X-ray pop. Look at that scenery, folks. Oh, just gorgeous. Hang on a second, folks. Lights on. Ooh, you know what I always forget to do? And then finally, go. Trying to make sure we're in altitude select. But we've gone into hyperspace. There we go, we're into climb now. Alright folks, we're on our way. And let me just throw it up there so you all can keep track too. We're 1 hour, 3 minutes out on our way to Telluride. Alright, let me work this range out.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Alright folks, we're headed that way through 26,000. We're on our way up to 45,000. Hope you all enjoy. Sorry for the quietness. I am going to try to not talk as much today. Mainly just so you all can enjoy the aircraft. A lot of this I'm still getting used to. But we'll get her there, folks. All right, so hope y'all are having a great weekend. And if you're new to the channel, hey, we'd love you to smash follow and keep following us, folks. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. We sure appreciate you. That's how a lot of you, the big benefit is ad-free viewing. So thank you for those that have taken that extra step and support us via subscribing. Don't forget us over there on that YouTube channel, though, folks. It's a little different than Twitch in that when you subscribe over there, it's like following. You're following a channel. And we'd love y'all to head over there, check us out. What you miss here, more than likely you'll see unedited there. Or not unedited, uninterrupted. That was the word I was looking for. So love to have you over there. We've got a growing following there. We're also on Facebook, and I need to get that link up and going. So I'm going to be working on that in the next few days. Hopefully by our flight tomorrow, I'll have it up. But because we're going to be kind of rushed here, I'm not even sure we'll get replays in of the landing. Our goal is the little granddaughter needs to go home to mom and dad today. So hopefully I'll get at least on the ground, and we can then do that, because then we're going out to dinner with them. So kind of shove this in there, hoping it will fit, because it's a little speed demon we have in the air. But you know, we'll find out here as we go. So again, thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike today. I know it's a surprise, but we appreciate you taking a little bit of your Sunday to spend it with us. It is a holy day, we understand it, but the fact you came out means a lot to us. All right, so we're about to come over, shoot, that we made that change. Now I can't remember, BPI VOR. Then we're on our way to SPANZ and ETL. All right, so real quick, let's take a look at this arrival while we're actually still climbing. May need to back us down a notch or two. I think I will. Let's go, I think I'm at 18. Yeah, 1,800 feet a minute. See how that does. On up to 45,000, and we're going to probably come right down. So, and we're just taking a family from Jackson Hole down to enjoy a nice Colorado fall week in Telluride. Before that infamous three-letter word season opens up. Ski season. All right, let me bring up charts here. NavGraph charts, folks, great program. Take a look at it. If you're already updating your FMCs, as I did this morning, because we had the FMC update. That's the FMCs for both Payware and your Sims. You, for a little bit more extra money, can have charts for the entire world at your fingertips instead of trying to hunt and figure out where in the heck is Hong Kong or Guangzhou. You know, they're hard to find sometimes. They're a piece of cake right here. All right, so here you can see our route. We're heading down this way. All right, we are planning. Now listen carefully, because we may end up staying on the localizer approach. And I know that will upset one person, maybe more. I'm just going to sync. Okay. The winds really are favoring 2-7, which is a circle to land. In this plane, I have never flown that, so a little daunting to think about. In the other planes, it's not so hard. This one, it gets a little touchy, so we'll kind of feel it out and see how we feel coming down the approach. So here it is, localizer 9. All right, first off, the AWOS is on 18.325. We're under Denver Center Control out here and FSS. CTAF is 123.0. All right, real quick, folks. Unless Denver Center is up, you have no control here. There's no controlled facility here. CTAF is a common traffic advisory frequency, and Denver radio is not Denver approach or departure. So, guess what? You're on your own. Don't tune to 123.0 on VATSIM. Stay on 122.8. All right, now the particulars. We are going to be tuning. Matter of fact, I might. No, I'm going to get ETL in here. Hang on a second. ETL is 1695. It's not coming in yet. Okay. All right, so we'll hold that, but we're gonna be tuning, folks, 109.3. Now, this is a displaced threshold arrival. It's actually, as I'm looking, here's the end of the runway. Your localizer is right about here, which is not where they normally are. Normally your localizer sits about right here. That way the beam can come all the way down the runways out for you to come in. Okay. So we're displaced a little. So we're going to be coming in from ETL 5 miles to Hodlow to Zabgu and in. Zabgu, we got to be at 11,500. That right there, folks, should be a trigger for you. Why so high? Airport elevation is 9,070 feet. Got a high altitude landing. All right, so we are now in cruise. Hang on, backing it down to cruise. All right, there we go. So put that in the back of your mind. Our minimum descent altitude is 11,340 feet. Not very much off that one. However, look at it, we're 6 miles out. We'll probably be about 5 or 4 miles out. 2,300 feet above the ground. Okay, parentheses is above the ground. Above mean sea level, or as I like to say, above sea level. Okay, there's your missed approach, which happens to probably be pretty close to our circle to arrive. We're going to do it, though, from Zagbu. Okay. Hodlow at 12,000, Zagbu at 11,500. We're going to drop down to our minimum descent of 11,340 feet. At Zagbu, what we're going to do, we're going to come in on the localizer for approximately 6 miles. 6 miles, we're going to veer off and work our way around for the landing. Note, my cursor is, folks, high terrain. You're going to be turning tight, so you need to be right at approach, coming around full flaps, gears down, everything as you come around. That's what a circle to land is, by the way. So, yeah, and here we go. Circling procedure. We're going to be this one 11,000. Minimums are 11,340 feet minimum on our ceiling, or 22,000. I'm really not doing good with English today, folks. 2,270 feet is what it needs to say above the ground. 1.5 miles. Just going to leave it at that. Because English is not doing well for me today. Once we get on the ground, though, it's a piece of cake. We'll back taxi to Alpha 3. Probably park right in. Okay. All right. Fun times, Ridgemont High. All right, let me see if we can't pull it in. I actually need to now. Looks like we're getting it now. Okay. Pull up my localizer again, which is 109.3. Okay. There we go, folks. Again, if I don't feel comfortable, we'll just continue in and do a pretty heavy tailwind landing. All right, let's see where top of descent is. We're going to do it right. Okay, so SPANZ. Doing pretty good here, folks. We're at 0.91. Cruising along. And the Hawker 125 edition of the flyby. All right. Now, we have one more piece of the puzzle to work out. I've already got it, actually. All right, go to nav, arrival. Okay, there you go, folks. And after SPANZ, we'll begin our descent. I plan to bring us down to 11,500 feet. I believe about 12,000. And then down to the 11.5, and then we'll start in on the localizer. And see how this works out. Landing speed 118 today, 123. So when we fly this circle to land, it's 123, folks. By the way, I don't have a way to control that. Okay. See where I don't feel comfortable for going in on the localizer. Good thing in our side is it says it's clear. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're going to be. I don't even know how to figure this one up. So we're going to just kind of wing it, so to speak. Kind of the way I fly, winging a prayer. Again, if you're new to the channel, love for you to smash that follow. Folks, those of you catching this on YouTube or any of the YouTubes, I always forget to say this. If you want to be a part of the live broadcast, check down below in the comment or the more section. You'll see a link to Twitch. Come over to our channel. Look down in the about to see when our next flight is live and join us. Tomorrow we'll be on hopefully right around 11 a.m. Central, which is now 1700. Yeah, so between 16 and 17 Z. And we're going to be flying LA to JFK. So just going to tell you that. You want to see more, check it out. Discord and down below here in Twitch. All right, so let's get this bird on its way. All right, so there's SPANZ. Wish a lot more planes had these pop-ups. Fly right at the minimum altitude for this territory and get ready for descent. See how that does. All right, here we go, folks. We're going to go ahead. You can see where top of descent was planned on here. It's about 50 miles out. We're going to do it just a little early to make sure we get in that groove right so that we hopefully feel that confidence to be able to do the circle to land. All right, folks, we're back with you now. We are still hanging at Mach 0.90, coming down through 37,000. We will be slowing and switching more to our IAS over here, keeping it right around 300. But we are on descent for Telluride, Kilo Tango Echo X-ray. So let's see here if I can get you ETL 125 miles out. I think we're doing good on this descent profile. If I can maintain 300. Because it's going to take a little bit to slow this pup up at cones is what ETL VOR, cones. And that is to be, we're going to be at under 250 at that point. Might even have the slats out. You're going, what? 12,000? What? Folks, again, remember, airport is at 9,000 feet MSL. 9,000 feet. So, and we'll just go ahead and keep it cooking. And I'm going to actually pull a little more power back. Now, that's the bad thing here, folks. We do not have a true auto throttle here. I've tried a couple things here. They don't seem to work. Or that loose nut behind the wheel doesn't know what he's doing. You know what? That's probably what it is. But anyway, yeah. All right, so what I want to try over here, folks. Bear with me a second. We're going to do a little experimentating. Around 1695. And if I do this real quick, this and this, that squares us up. Okay, we're switching to nav. Now, when you push the buttons, folks, what it's going to do is center your, applicable bugs, be it the heading bug, be it the VOR. So for this run, let's see who's gonna play nice and give me a heading 3154. Okay, now I can go nav, and she should stay on it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start yanking a little more power. I don't want to have to lose a lot. Okay, and we are 97 miles out. You see how that says that? Now we're off VOR, we're on nav here. We are set to our VORs, and we're back on nav here, but we're on it to where we're on bearings. We're not doing FMS anymore. Basically, we're doing, you Cessna Piper guys, we're doing what you do, flying a bearing. All right, so kind of watching us on the magenta here as well. About 12, let's see, we're going into 9,000, so anywhere around 18,000. After we do our, you know what I didn't do? Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, get weather here in Telluride. 3028, 15 degrees, folks. You know what? I'll do it the easiest way. Instead of me reciting it to you, there you go, folks. You get it yourselves. Plus, if I'm lucky, as we cross, I can put that in there. The altimeter of 3028. Obviously, that means, more than likely, there is a cold front right in between Wyoming and between Jackson Hole and Telluride. Because they're about 7 degrees, 8 degrees colder. The winds are still about the same, but it's very dry here. Good luck landing at Tex. I get from the Hawk. Super hard. Circle to lands can be very hard, so I'm not confident in this, folks, but I am going to do this. I don't do this very often. Put a prediction in on my landing. You can do so too and see how close you get. Use that format, exclamation, predict, space, and a negative number. And we'll see how close I get. It's a challenger to make you better at flying. I can think of a lot of better ways to do that, Hawker, than circle to land somewhere. Especially in a canyon. I truly think Telluride is really meant to be a one-way in, one-way out. But I can't find documentation to back all of that up, so we're going to try it. But again, welcome to all the new people. Hope you all enjoy. We do our best, and welcome to Flight Sim, be it whichever way you want to fly, Microsoft or Laminar. I prefer Laminar over it now. India, there's a whole, we could go, shoot, the whole 5-hour flight from LA to JFK. We could just talk where my problems with Microsoft are. But why not? Why? Because it bore you and me. So we're just going to tell you we prefer Laminar X-Plane. I think it's more realistic. You may enjoy the eye candy of being able to go, oh look, I can land in the backyard of my house. Cool. Hey, some people that makes them happy. Me, I prefer the dynamics of the atmosphere. And I find that better here in Laminar. And I think the scenery is pretty good. Insuhic, welcome aboard and thanks for the videos. Thank you, sir. And we are going to try the Localizer 9 approach to Telluride. If you haven't been hearing this, circle to land runway 26 or 27, sorry. If I feel comfortable. If I don't, we'll just keep coming in on 9. Because it truly is a one-way in, one-way out. And I did see that from Hawker on a chat, on a message there. All right, we are now below. We're going to go ahead and start slowing this puppy down. I'm actually going to ease off. The descent a little bit. The reason being, folks, I don't really want to drag this thing in. What did I say? 3028? 3028, okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my lights on. So people know, flying with Mike's coming in, better clear the airspace. All right, folks. And again, hopefully we'll have enough time to revisit the landing. I really hope so with the rewinds, because I think there's going to be a lot to learn if I do the circle. All right, so we're getting down to 250. They only clear the airspace for purple checkmark streamers. My purple. Look at that, folks. That is really a chance. See how this Oh, and I see some snow already. Or is that clouds? That might be snow. Just awesome. All right, folks, we are now 43 miles out of Cones VOR, which is Echo Tango Lima, and we will begin the approach here very soon. Ooh, get a little bit of power. Okay, I can hear a lot of people again, maybe just joined in at why are you at 12,240? Airfield elevation here, folks, 9,000 MSL. We're at this point approximately 3,000 above the ground for the airport. Now out here it'll vary because it looks like we got a lot of ridges out here, but you get the point. So we are slowing up so that we can fly the approach. Now, remember this, folks. Let me pull that chart up again. Mainly for those just tuned in. Okay, we're going to come off the VOR on a heading of 108 to intercept the localizer. Okay. I plan to be almost to approach at Hodlow. Now I've got that whole 6 miles to slow it up at to 121. We'll see again how I feel on this approach. If I think the aircraft can do it, I'm kind of hesitant in that I don't think I can stay within the ridges, but we'll see. I know, Hawk, you said you did it in an Airbus. Yeah, I know how to say you're a better pilot than me, or crazier, one of the two, either way it works out. A320 Neo. So hopefully we'll be able to get this done. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and get that heading set in. That out, 108. Okay. All right, we're set, folks. Lights are on. And we slowed up pretty good here. Let's get a little bit of oomph in it. All right, we're leveled off at 12,000. That's what we should be at Hodlow, which is perfectly fine for me as long as we clear the terrain. Minimum descent here is 10,000. I tell you right, traffic, November 750 X-ray Papa Cessna Citation 10, approximately 20 miles from Cones, VOR, inbound for the localizer runway 9, circle to land 27. All right, so here we go, folks. Closing in on it. Might even back here once we get under 20 here to get more. Oh, my laptop with its mind of its own. There we go. All right, so let's get that chart off. You all, I don't know if I showed it. Again, we're going to go Cones, 108 Hodlow to Zagpu. Right about here is where we'll initiate the, even though you're technically supposed to do it here and come around, I'm going to do it further back so I have more time to get into a downwind and come in. All right. Do that, drop it to 10. There we go. All right, here we go, folks. Oh, getting a little fast. Again, that's what you get when you can't set the speed like you want. Okay, let me get into my approach checks. Okay, descending seatbelt signs. Let's get those on now. Strobes are on, I hope. We'll look outside one more time. I don't know how to on spoilers in this one. So, we'll hope for the best. Okay, pre-landing fuels checked, cabin pressure dumped. I don't think so. Taxi landing lights should be on and are. Flaps, gear, spoilers. Okay. Pretty close to that blue line is what we're going to fly for the circle, folks. Pretty close. Yeah, you're all going, you nuts. Believe me, if I feel like it's nuts, we're going in on local, just straight into runway 9. See, my terrain is already starting to show up over here, folks. Ooh. Autopilot? Probably not, Hawker. Again, that's why I'm a little hesitant with this and this approach, because it is a one-way in. You said it, one way in, one way out. We're going to see just how good the scenery mapping is for X-Plane. The reason being, there's a little hill that we're going to kind of go in between the runway and our path at 10,000 feet. So we'll see if that's there. I would love it if it's not. And it may not be as we go through this. All right, let me see how we're doing here. It's time, heading. All right, let's punch down here. Punch that up. And 109. What are we going for? 90. Okay, folks, I don't even have it in sight yet. Is that it right there? I think that's the airport right there. Can't be. Nope, I think it's right there. Yep, I see the run now. Gear, flaps 2.
Sync rate.
All right, let's go. Actually, I'm way past where I wanted to do this circle. Go. Look at that runway, folks. Which, no, to Microsoft's defense, or Laminar's defense, that's how it looks. Tell you right now, looking at these roads, I would not want to be any part of driving this. Okay, commencing base leg 427.
Bank angle.
And final 27
Sync
November
rate.
750 X-ray pop. A little high.
Roll up. Sync rate.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, folks, that was a fair landing. All right, down the hill we go. Ah, did better than I thought I would. Didn't catch my landing speed, but we'll find out here shortly. Oh my gosh, it's a ski jump! Welcome to Telluride, folks. Let's get down the hill. Alpha 3, I believe it was, we said. We'll head that way and park the plane. Did the speed brakes go out? No. I don't even know how to arm. All right. So there you go, folks. We did a nice little circle to land. I don't think that was bad. It was below my altitudes I disclosed I would fly. But probably by at some points close to 700 to 800 feet. But overall, that was a fun approach. Thanks, Hawker. Great suggestion. And you guys got suggestions, head over to our Discord channel. I actually do have a place for flight suggestions. And, hey, that'd be fun. I know we did another user one. That was Santo... I can't remember the... Dumont. That's actually going to be flown again here soon. Alright, we're going to take it easy now, folks. We're going to keep the flaps out. And if you're curious why I haven't pulled them up, actually, might as well for anything. Might be on a little uphill. All right, let's go ahead, get rid of these things again. Apu coming on. All right, folks. Beautiful territory here. And Telluride traffic's November 750 X-ray pop type Cessna Citation 10 clear runway 27 and 9. All right, let's get those brakes set, run the final bits of the checklist. APU is back on. Lead on. Fuel checked, flaps, spoilers. Flaps are indeed up. Spoilers are indeed down. Hey, bear with me here, folks. I'm going to try to... Okay. Off, bleed off. This feeds up. Bottles to cut off. This is the fun part. Did I actually get it done that easily this time? How about that? It worked the way it was supposed to. How about it? Generators off. Off on the generator. And windshield, all of our ice off. Okay. All right, and welcome in, folks. All right, let's get outside, take a look at the beautiful Telluride area. All right, close that out. We are not flying for a VA today, folks. And again, like I said earlier, we are not flying for a VA. Just really didn't want to spend all the time in the world to make that happen. So let's get in here, dissect the landing. Hang on a second. Closing out a couple more pieces of programs. And no, it's not at all. Not at all. Not at all, Hawker. Love it. All right, so Sim Toolkit real quick. Okay, Sim Toolkit. We'll give it a minute here. So give me a second here. I'm going to take some more screenshots. Let's see what we got behind us. Get our passengers off. Get through this 30 minutes and then we'll get into it, folks. What are we down to? 15 seconds. All right. So basically, folks, they'll be here any second. Welcome back, followers and new folks to the channel. Again, if you would like to be a part of Flying with Mike and know where we're flying, hey, hit that follow button. You get an email when we're up and running on Twitch. YouTubers, hit that subscribe, and that'll let you know when we put a video out again. Thumbs up if you like the content. But folks, here is the wrap up. All right, we're in Jacksonville, Citation 10. Here's what the route looked like. Like I said, slightly altered. Now, we're going to have a little trickiness here, I believe. Oh, let me get that out there for you there, Hawk. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. There we go. For some strange reason, some stream elements has been a pain and a thorn in the you-know-where. For some reason, not letting anyone, anything through with a link. Kind of torqued me off for the last few weeks. Anyway, 1 hour flight, 363 miles. We burned 1,100 kilos of fuel. 1.5 G's to wake up our passengers back there to let them know, hey, we're here. 367 on the landing at 134. Now that was a little fast. I knew it because we flew it fast. So let's see. I think this landing report could be skewed. Yeah, maybe not. And the reason I say that, we were with Sim Reef, we set it up for runway 9. That's pretty much because runway 9's the only approaches here. However, we came in, as we all know, on 27. It looks like we're pretty close, folks. 1542. That is not bad. Looking at this, we're right on the center line. They're saying 13 feet off to the right, and that's possible. I think, you know, I could buy into that. Our heading was 271. It should have been 275.9. We're not going to squabble over that. 9.9. I'm not going to squabble over that. Wish I'd have been a little slower, at least into the 120 range, but, you know, 120s, I should say. 134 is not bad, and that vertical speed also not bad. And Hawker, I see you were the one closest to that. All right, let's see what we can do in replay, shall we? Sometimes it's worked, and most of the time it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Let me take a look outside real quick, see if I closed it up. Again, giving y'all a beautiful look at the scenery here. That's beautiful, folks. Friends at Laminar, you did yourself well here. All right, let's button it up. The reason I do this, and I don't know if it's really necessary, I have flown around with the door open before, so, in rewind. So I go ahead and at least do that. All right, let's try it. All right, let's begin. Let's see where we are. Okay, we're in the circle. And like I said, I am lower than I wanted to be. See, my pitch is really up. Actually, we're going to just let it go. All right, here we come, folks. Just trying to keep us seeing the target we're watching for. Looking pretty good. Nice turn. Captain, you learned a couple things. Here we go. Line it up, folks. And folks, I am not accelerated. See if I can get a little. Come on. We'll watch it again. Oh, thank you, Hawk. Yeah, that was a pretty good approach, I have to say. And actually, the landing didn't really look all as bad as it made it sound to be. All right, guys, get your cameras ready. Not bad at all. All right, let's see what the passengers thought. Not bad. That was a pretty good landing. Let's see how the other went. That looked really good, folks. One more time. Let's see what their tower view looks like. It's not all that great. All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up with that. And let's get her back in position. All right, folks. Well, again, we had a fun time. Short flight, I know, probably about an hour and a half. Looks like we streamed, but a fun ride nonetheless. Welcome again to Telluride, Colorado. Took a family from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, over to Telluride for a great fall experience. Hope you all enjoyed. Come on out tomorrow. Check us out. We're going to be flying the 747 from Los Angeles over to JFK. Hope you all can attend. We'll be starting it up hopefully between 16 and 1700 Z due to calculations in your time zones. But if you're in the central U.S. time zone, it'll be around 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. All right? So, folks, no, we're not flying Sparky Duke. We're going to be flying Fearless. And we won't be using the CNS or SIVAs, folks. We will be using the FMS. But I hope to see you there tomorrow, Inswick. We're going to be jobbing it pretty hard tomorrow in the 747-200. If you don't know what I mean, check us out. It's a three-man crew flown by one, so that'll help you out a little. Folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Again, my pleasure today. It's been a fun flight. Overall, great landing, actually. Great approach. Thanks, Hawker, for the suggestion. And thanks, Insuik, for the biddies. We sure appreciate that. You all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing, between 10 and 11 o'clock Central U.S. time. God bless you all, and have a great day.